My dearest Jonathan, it has been 26 days. I am trying very hard not to be frightened.
Day 26 in this castle. I have stopped counting the days. I have started counting the ways I might die trying to leave.
While Jonathan Harker climbed a castle wall in Transylvania, a Russian schooner called the Demeter was leaving the port of Varna. Her cargo, 50 large wooden boxers, each filled with dark earth. Her destination, Whitby, England. Her crew, 12 men who had no idea what they were carrying.
July the 6th, departed Varna, cargo loaded without incident. Boxes heavy, heavier than earth should be. First mate made a joke about it. I did not laugh. Something about those boxes, I cannot say what, we sail with the tide.
The Demeter was a good ship, fast and solid. In calm weather, the crossing from Varna to Whitby took roughly 50 days. The weather that summer was not calm, and the crossing for the Demeter would take considerably longer than anyone expected.
July the 14th, one of the crew, Petrovsky, has gone missing. We searched the ship for 3 hours. He is not on board. He cannot have gone overboard. The sea was flat as glass last night. The men are unsettled. I am unsettled. I have checked the cargo hold twice. The boxes are all sealed, all present.
I've begun to keep my own diary, to have somewhere to put the worry. Jonathan always said writing things down makes them smaller. I am not sure he was right. Some things, written down, only become more real.
Jonathan Harker was found on the road outside Budapest on the 15th of August. He was delirious with fever, badly scratched, his clothes in rags. He had no memory of how he had gotten from the castle wall to the road, a distance of over 200 miles through mountain forest. He remembered only one thing.
The boxes. I kept asking about the boxes. The nurses thought I was mad. I was not mad. I needed to know if the boxes had already sailed, if he was already on his way, if I was too late.
A letter reached Mina Murray in England 3 weeks later. It was not from Jonathan. It was from the sisters of the hospital in Budapest. It said that a young English gentleman had been found on the road, that he was recovering, that he was asking for someone named Mina, and that if she could come, she should come soon.
I read the letter 4 times. Then I packed a bag. I did not tell anyone where I was going. I wrote one note to my friend Lucy, and I caught the first train to the coast. Whatever had happened to Jonathan in that castle, he was alive. That was enough. That was everything.
When Mina walked through the door of that hospital room, I had been awake for 31 hours waiting. I had been afraid in the dark that I had imagined her, that she was another thing in this world that was not what it seemed. And then she took my hand, and she was real, and I wept like a child. I am not ashamed of it.
The log of the Demeter would later be recovered from the captain's quarters. It told the story of 50 days at sea in the company of something that had no name and left no tracks and could not be caught or killed or reasoned with. It is one of the most disturbing documents in the history of maritime records.
July the 28th, another man gone, Ulgren, found his coat on the deck at dawn, nothing else. The remaining crew will not go below after dark. I cannot blame them. I have been below. I have seen the boxes. One of them, the largest one, I am certain it has been moved. slightly, as if from the inside. August the 2nd. There are 4 of us left. The first mate went last night. He had been praying continuously for 6 hours before he disappeared. I heard him stop. I did not go to look. God forgive me. I did not go to look.
By the time the Demeter reached the English coast, only the captain remained. He had lashed himself to the wheel, bound with rope by his own hands, so that whatever had taken the others could not pull him from his post. He was found dead, still tied to the wheel, still facing forward, still sailing his ship into port as he had promised he would.
August the 4th. I am the last. It is almost dawn. I will not let it have me in the dark. I will hold this wheel until morning, or until I can hold it no longer. If someone finds this log, listen to me. Do not open the boxes. Do not open them. Burn the ship if you have to. Burn everything. He is in there. I know what he is now. God help whoever finds this. God help England.
The Demeter ran aground at Whitby harbor on the 8th of August. It was a stormy morning. The townspeople came down to watch. Among them, 2 young women on holiday, one named Lucy, one named Mina. They had arrived from Budapest just 4 days before.
We watched the ship come in from the cliff top. There was something wrong about it, the way it moved, too fast, too straight, as if something was steering it that did not need eyes to see. The crowd below us went very quiet, and then, from the darkness of the hold, something came ashore.
A large dog. That was what the witnesses described. A large dog leaping from the wreck and disappearing up the cliff path toward the old churchyard above the town. No one thought much of it. A ship's dog, they said. Frightened by the storm, they said. Just a dog. That night, Lucy sleepwalked for the first time in her life. Mina found her at midnight, standing on a bench in the churchyard, her nightgown white in the moonlight, her head tilted back. A dark figure crouched over her. When Mina called out, the figure was gone, but 2 small marks on Lucy's throat were not.
I told myself it was a bat. I told myself it was an insect bite. I told myself Lucy had simply caught a chill from the night air, and that was why she seemed so pale in the morning, so tired, so different. I told myself many things in Whitby that August. I was wrong about all of them.
In London, a professor named Abraham Van Helsing received a letter from his former student, Dr. John Seward. The letter described a patient, a young woman named Lucy, who was losing blood with no visible cause, growing weaker by the day, developing a strange aversion to garlic and crucifix, sleeping through the days and waking restless at night. Van Helsing read the letter twice. Then he sat very still for a long time. Then he wrote back 4 words. I am coming immediately. Next time Van Helsing arrives, Lucy grows worse, and Mina begins to notice that she herself cannot always remember the nights. That sometimes she wakes with a strange taste in her mouth and no memory of how she came to be where she is.